And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're talking about problems, but we're gonna celebrate your problems, okay? How many people in the world talk about celebrating problems? Okay, I do. This is the Men of High Value channel because we do things differently, and because we do things differently, we're going to get different results than anyone else. Remember this. Your life satisfaction is directly proportional to the attitude you have towards your problems. Your life satisfaction is directly proportional to your attitude towards your problems. How fired up outside your brain are you about your problems? Because that is the key. Everyone has problems. Every single person has problems. Why do we have them? It's for us to understand ourselves. It's for us to understand others. It's for us to understand the world. The only way we're going to become successful, enjoy massive life satisfaction, become fired up outside our brains consistently and exponentially over time, is if we understand what the heck is going on, right? If you don't understand what's going on, you're always like looking around, you have no idea. But if you understand what's going on, then it's basically, you're like Neo in the Matrix. So you can see everything happening, and it's happening so fast for other people, but for you, it's just slow. And you can see the movements happening, etc., etc. Do you understand my drift? That's where I want you to get. Where every single negative thing that happens, people freak out, people this, people that, while you are consistently observing what's going on and getting fired up about the potential of all these problems. Okay? Because every single problem has the potential for awesome profits. Okay? Not necessarily only money, although that has that's huge. Okay? Every single problem has a monetary profit potential. Remember that. Because then you begin to wonder, are there a lot of problems on the planet? Yes. Okay. So is there potential businesses that I could build that I can make money on? Yes. Do you understand what I mean? People, it's so funny when people tell me, it's like, I don't know what kind of business I should build. There's so many businesses and everything's invented and all this, that, and the other. If everything is solved, then no one would have problems. That's the fact. People have exponential amounts of problems, which means that there's an exponential amount of potential for profits, okay, monetary wise, but also, we have the profit of learning. If there's no problems, you don't learn anything, right? This is what happens on your journey towards success. You build, you get rejected, and you fail, which is when you learn, right? The moment you become successful, you think you've made it, and at this point in time, you stop learning. You stop failing, you stop moving forward, and you end up regressing back to the person who you used to be, or just the lazy person in general, and you lose the success that you had. The only way you do that is by you not pushing forward, finding more problems, getting fired up about problems, guys. This life is about solving problems, and the one that solves the biggest problems will make the most profits, not only in monetary terms, but in life satisfaction, happiness, joy, and bliss terms as well. Why? Because if you learn to solve problems, okay, you're going to become better at it, right? You have two different types of people. You've got the people that are problem stackers, and then you've got people that are problem solvers. What's the difference? The problem stacker, he receives the problem and then he doesn't fix it. So he gets another problem and he's too lazy to fix that one too. And then he gets another problem because he's got these emotional needs, and these emotional needs desires immediate gratification, alcohol, cigarettes, casual relationships with women. Oops, suddenly there's a pregnancy there, blah, 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 right? A problem stacker because he's an immediate gratification creature. Femininity in men is a problem. They stacked problems. What does that mean? Well, it means that eventually the problems become too much to bear, which means that you become depressed because there's no way out. You're like, you put yourself in a maze or in a labyrinth where there's no exit. You've got no idea where their exit is, and that's when you sit down and cry, and you become depressed about your problems because you don't know how to get out of it. Well, if you hired a coach, you'd get out of it because they know how to get you out of the maze because they've been there before. Or they've seen hundreds of other people that have been in the exact same situation. That's problem stacking. This is what the majority of people do. Why? Because they diversify all of their energies. They don't prioritize the most important problem and neglect all of the others. All right, I'm going to explain what I mean by that. But basically, they have so many problems that because they have so many problems, they simply give up on solving them. And if they give up, then more problems are just going to stack, and eventually life is a bitch and then you die. Congratulations. Or you've got the problem solver, okay? Problem stacker, he stacks them on top of each other, and then you've got the problem solver. Now this guy actually wants problems. The problem stacker, he doesn't want any more problems. He can't see his way out. But the problem solver is fired up outside his brain about problems. You know why? Because he solved his own problems a long time ago. Okay? What happens when he gets a problem? Well, it comes, and then he gets rid of it. Oh, okay, give me another problem. Okay, comes another one, he gets rid of it. Like, he gets fired up about it. He's like, well, where's another problem? I want another problem. Falls on his lap, he gets rid of it. This is what's beautiful. If you learn to become a problem solver, you're the one that's not gonna have any problems. Like, how is that? And the cool part about it, the more you you get into the habit of becoming a problem solver, like, you literally are going to solve like 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, maybe 10,000 times more problems than the problem stacker, even though he's got way more problems than you. How does that even add up? It's because you're freaking good at getting rid of them. You can look at these two people, these two different people. The problem stacker, he delegates. But so does the problem solver. Like, when you come to a point where you've got so many problems as a problem solver, you're still fired up about problems, but you just like, oh, you got a problem? Fantastic, let's fix it, okay? Or you got another problem? Fantastic. And you make sure that you get paid for solving people's problems, because that allows you to keep going in terms of solving more problems, right? If you don't get paid for solving people's problems, then you've got a problem. Suddenly you're stacking problems, right? But if you get paid, then you can actually have the energy, have the tools and everything necessary for you to continue solving problems or solving their problems. Does that make sense? So, but eventually you have so many problems that you need employees. So you need to begin to delegate now all of these problems that people are coming to you with, right? And so you delegate them, but the cool part about the difference between the problem stacker and the problem solver is that the problem solver actually pays the guys that he delegates problems to. They literally, there's a win-win situation there, and because there's a win-win situation, they're fired up about solving problems with the problem solver. So you end up building a gigantic team that is going in the same direction, solving tons of people's problems. Awesome. But the problem stacker, on the other hand, guess what? That guy, he delegates too, because he can't handle all of his problems. Guess what he does? He begins to ask people to do things for him. Oh, can you do this for me? Oh, could you just really quickly do this for me? You gotta do this for me, man. Man, bro, I need $100. Could you just borrow me? Blah, 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 blah. It's not your problem. If people are asking to borrow money from you, you say no. Every single time. Every single time, no exception, you say no when people want to borrow money from you. Now, if it's an investment, that's different. Then you're like, there's a win-win situation here. Fantastic, okay? But if they want to borrow money, you always say no. And the only reason why you would say yes is because you want to give it to them for free. And you never want that money back, ever. Then it's okay to lend money to people. But other than that, never, ever, ever lend money to people. I'm serious about this one. I'm just saying that the problem stackers, they delegate to all their friends, all of their family, everyone around them, okay? And make other people their slaves. Because there's no win-win situation there. Oh, thank you so much for helping me out. What did that person who helped that person out get in return? A thank you? That doesn't work very well. There's no win-win situation there. If you can't help the other person get some benefit, get some profit from helping you out, right? Always make things a win-win situation. That's how the universe is built. We need to both profit from the transaction. Always, okay? That's how we stop becoming slaves and all people become free, right? It's the only way. Okay, what else do I have? Oh my gosh. Every problem is a positive thing. How could you manage to make every single problem a positive thing? You need to get good at it. A problem comes your way, okay? You have tons of problems right now, okay? You need to start looking at these problems, every single problem you have, write them down, okay? And then you find out what's the positive thing about this problem. I can guarantee you that you will find something positive about that problem. Of course, there's gonna be negative stuff, but you will find something positive about that problem. And the cool part about it is if you look deeply, deeply enough, most probably the positive thing always outweighs the negative thing. It's insane. Once you clear that key inside your brain, that problems come your way or you've got problems right now, you simply make a decision to find the positive, the silver lining, and be grateful and be fired up outside your brain about that problem, okay? It takes habit, right? In the beginning, you're gonna fail, you're gonna get depressed because you got so many problems. But then you remember, am I a problem stacker or am I a problem solver? I wanna be a problem solver. Okay, so how do you solve problems most effectively? This is good stuff, man. Make sure you share this video because I think this is one of the most important things that people need to learn about life. How do you solve problems? Guess what? You neglect everything. Get rid of everything. Strip yourself naked of problems. How do you do that? Just simply push the responsibilities away. I don't have any responsibilities towards anyone else. At first. Why? Because charity starts at home. Always. If you've got too many problems, that means that you can't help anyone else. If you've got too many problems, that means you cannot help anyone else. This is the biggest reason why you need to get rich. If you understand the principle of if you have problems, there's so many other people having problems, man, and you could have helped them. But you didn't. The triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing, right? Get rid of your problems first. When you're on the airplane, whose mask do you put on first? Your own. Always. Charity starts at home. Screw everyone else temporarily. I don't want their problems. I don't care about their problems. I'm gonna think about me. But I'm doing it for them. them. They don't see that, right? They're gonna be like all emotional. Why are you treating me this way? Why are you leaving me behind? Oh, I'm never gonna forgive you. Who flippin' cares? Okay, when you've solved all your problems, you get back to them, and since they're emotional creatures, guess what? They're gonna be emotional when you come back to them, when you solve their problems. They're gonna be like, oh, thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. I knew I could count on you. Right? Charity starts at home. Work on your problems first. Okay? That's number one. Work on your problems first. Forget everyone else's problems. There are no other problems. It's you, homeboy. Figure yourself out first. This is you getting rid of your garbage and of your baggage. Once you've cleared out everyone else's problems, other than the ones that actually pay you, because you want those problems, right? Then you begin to prioritize your own problems. Because you might be fat. You might have, be poor. You might have skin rashes. You might have this. You might have that. You might have a girlfriend. You might have this, that, and the other. You need to figure out which one will solve potentially all the other problems. If I could just fix this one thing, just fix this problem once and for all so that I never, ever, ever have this problem again, and that will help me to solve tons of more problems in the future. Let's figure out which one that is. And I can tell you, 99% of the time, it's gonna be money. It's insane how this world works. I can't believe that, no offense, but that the Roman Catholic Church made people believe that you should not get rich, okay? God, okay, he wants your money. But he doesn't want your money, but you've got to pay in order for you to go to heaven. How sick and mind-blown is that? Okay? It's newer times now. Don't believe those translations. God wants you to be filthy, stinking rich. Because there is no such thing as filthy, stinking rich. It's rich person who does good deeds, and it's rich person who doesn't do good deeds. Okay? You automatically know which one you belong to. Get rich. So that you can help more people, so that you can solve more problems. That's your number one problem, my friend. And you need to figure that one out. Why? Because it elevates your power. Once you've got money, okay, and I'm talking specifically now about passive income. Passive income is the kind of money where you're solving a problem on automatic without you being presently there, which means that you're setting up a system. Now the system works on its own, whether you've got employees or bots or whatever it is that's working for you, you've got now capacity to take on another problem. And once you solve that problem, and you create an automatic system that makes it happen without you being present, then you can take on another problem. What does that give you? It gives you time and money freedom. These are the people that solve the most and the biggest of people's problems. So if you make that your goal, that you're going to solve the biggest problems in the world, and you're going to solve millions of people's problems, and you get that in your head, you're gonna think big. And if you think big, that's gonna positively affect your life satisfaction, your joy, your bliss, your happiness, basically just life, man. This is what life is about. It's that simple. Problems, everyone has them, but a few people literally solve a lot of problems. And I want you to be part of that journey. If you see these videos on live, lucky you, because you're basically getting information for free. If you miss out on my videos live, then you've got to go straight to patreon.com/menofhighvalue, sign up as a Patreon for less than $1 a day, and you will have access to these unedited videos to fire you up outside your brain on a daily basis, okay? So that you can move forward in your life. And if you're ready to take the next step to actually become a client of mine so that you can get the same mindset, then send me a DM on Instagram. I'm ready for you, man. @menofhighvalue. Let's going. Let's get going, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are absolutely awesome. Let's see if there's any chats. And if there are, let's answer them. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.